Hi everyone, Danny here, and welcome to Spenelli Speaks and another Friday Reads vlog style. I hope you liked last week's video, as I did vlog throughout the week and let you know about my reading while I was reading it. I had fun with it. It was a little bit wonky in some places just because I was home a lot, so it felt weird for just the talking head kind of thing, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, please do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. I love chatting with you about the books I'm reading. So today is Saturday. It is about 2:15, I think, is what I saw on the clock. And I had to get out of the house. I had to leave the house, get some fresh air, and stopped by my favorite local thrift store. Now, this place is booming. The parking lot is full. There are people everywhere. I moved my parking spot so I can get away from people so I could talk to you, and someone parked like right next to me. And I'm like I'm in the last stall on the back of the parking lot. So there's a lot of people here, so I don't think I'm going to be able to film inside. But I will show you what I bought when I come back out to the vehicle. After that, I am picking up some Papa Murphy's pizza for dinner. Papa Murphy's is like a take and bake pizza place, if you don't have one in your local area, but that's what we're going to have for dinner tonight. I feel like we just had pizza. I'm pretty sure it was in the vlog. But my husband wants pizza, so we're just going to do pizza. My kids love pizza. I mean, who doesn't love pizza? I'm not really feeling it, but we're going to eat it anyways. So I'm going to go inside, see what I can find, and I will let you know what books I find. Okay, so I'm back. I hated every single moment of that. There were way too many people in there. I couldn't think straight. I just wanted to get out of there so badly. So I did get a few things, but I did not look as long as I wanted to. I just wanted to get out of there. But anyways, they had a bunch of calendars up at the front, so I did get my husband this, can you see that? You're baking me crazy. Because he loves bacon, and this says it includes bacon fun facts. So we have a calendar like in our kitchen, but he usually has one out in the garage. So this one has a ton of different bacon pictures. So I thought he would like that. It was $1.99. So I just figured even if he just uses it to look at the bacon, it was well worth it. I found this little nugget. So I've heard about this book, and I think Laura from Book Bubbler read it and told me about it. Now, I spent $1.99 on this book, so almost $2, and you might be all like, oh, that's a good deal. I usually do not spend that much on books. I'm like a 99-cent girl, but I don't go over $2, so it still is under the $2 mark, but I've heard good things about this book, and it's in this cute little, it's like a pocket size, and so I thought it was cute. It's a little hardcover pocket-sized book, so I picked that up for $1.99. You know, I'm a sucker for the golden book, so I have Johnny Appleseed. I have How Does Your Garden Grow? And then I have The Secret Life of Pets. I think I have the second one at home. I also picked up this Bernstein Bear book, The Spooky Old Tree. And then, this has to be a sign. I have had several people comment on my London videos and asking why I have not continued those. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that I have been breaking down Edward Rutherford's London, doing a video per chapter, and I stopped at chapter 5 because my son was born that month, and then he's almost 2, everyone. It's just been a lot. 2 under 2 at the time, it was a lot. It was a lot. It is a lot. So I paused, but I think this is a sign. I found China for $1.99. It's in really good condition. It's a hardcover by Edward Rutherford. I have Ruska, and I have the Sarum, and I think there's one more that I have. I think it's New York, And then now I have China. So I think that's a sign that I need to start up my London chapters again. And I'm hoping I can do that sometime soon in the future. So stay tuned for that. Those are all the books. With a donation, it was $11 for all of that. So I'm going to run over to Papa Murphy's and grab our pizza. Pizza gotten. We have the cowboy pizza and then just a regular cheese pizza. Hey friends, it is about 7:45 on Saturday night. I'm just about tucking in for the night. I have my Kindle and I'm going to continue reading a book I started last night called Zodiac Academy. I'm 20% in and I'm loving it. I am like eeking and like screeching in my head and like really hate some characters already. But it's like a good hate. It's like, ooh, I can't wait to have someone punch you in the face kind of hate. But we follow these twins, Tori and Darcy, who were in foster care. And when they were 18, they were kind of kicked out because their foster situation was terrible. And a guy shows up one day and tells them that they are fae. And then he takes them to Zodiac Academy, where it's like a college for fae. And they find out that they are more than just fae twins. So we're learning a little bit about who they are and how they came to the mortal realm and what it means that they're back in the fae realm. So I hope that I have some fun with this. So far, it is really good. I am liking the two twins. One's a little bit more like bad, like good. They're not bad people, but like, you know, like the motorcycle gang kind of like flies by the seat of her pants. And then the other one's a little bit more like subdued. So we have that. But they both have their strengths, which I really like. So they're a little bit different, but they're also a little bit the same. So I'm excited to see where they go. They are very unique. I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but they're very unique. And there's a lot of students that really don't like them because they challenge and could take away some things from other students. So I'm excited to read it. I've already got a few characters that I hate and can't wait for them to potentially fall off a cliff, but it's always fun. So I'm gonna continue reading in that. I'm gonna see how far I can get because I'm really liking this story. The writing is a little it could use some work. This is a 12-book series, so I'm assuming it gets better. It's written by a sister duo. So we'll see how it goes. But so far I'm really liking the story. And I'm hoping that I'm able to get pretty far tonight. So I will let you know in the morning where I got. Hello. It is almost 2 o'clock on Sunday. I've had a very busy morning doing all the things, and I am now out and about running errands because I need to go grocery shopping, and I would like to go to the dollar store. I don't know why, but it's just calling to me, and I feel like I need to go to the dollar store. I want to find some spa-like things so that I can have a spa night for myself, just maybe a face mask and maybe those eye patch things. But I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. So I'm wondering if they have it at the dollar store. So I want to stop there. But oh my goodness, they are out in hordes. I don't usually come out on the weekends. Usually I do all of my stuff during the week. And this is why. There are so many people out. I parked at the end of a parking lot, and within 30 seconds of me parking in this spot that is out, 3 other vehicles parked next to me. I feel like when you do that, people are like, oh, someone parked out there. Let's go park by them. But anywho, I stopped by Panda Express because I wanted to treat myself. I was hungry and I was really wanting some Chinese food. I ended up getting the Kung Pao chicken, which is pretty spicy, and I love spicy, and I got some veggie spring rolls. So I'm gonna eat this late lunch, And then I'm going to drop by the dollar store, and then I'm going to go to the grocery store and figure out if I can find everything that I am looking for the week. But before I go off and do all of those things, I wanted to tell you about the book I was reading last night. I think the last place I left you, I was letting you know that I had just started Zodiac Academy. I was about 20% in, and I was really eager to read it, really eager to find out more, and I'm at like 58% now because I couldn't stop reading. I literally had to make myself stop because I kept yawning so much that it was like hurting my jaw. So I don't want to give too much away because like so much happens in this book because it's the first book, so it's really setting up the stage. And it's like I don't want to give spoilers away, but I also want to tell you about this book. First and foremost, I don't think that the writing is very good. I'm going to put that out there. So I don't want anyone to be like, oh my gosh, I read that book and I thought it was terrible, like the writing was junk. I agree with that assessment. I don't think the writing is stellar. I've seen better writing in fantasy. And what I mean by that is just like the way sentences are structured, the way certain events are explained, certain words that are used. It's not well done. That being said, the story, the idea is fantastic. I love it. I think it's like, whoa, wow, okay. Not the overall, like, okay, so it's these two twins, like I said last night, and of course, two twins, that's redundant. Anywho, these twins who find themselves not a war college, that's fourth wing. They find themselves at a college, but there is an imminent war. Oh my goodness. It's like I'm reading the same story, right? No. Anywho, and it's in a magical world, so there's fae. But the way that it is, so all of these beings are broken up into categories based off of the zodiac signs. So the twins are Gemini, and then we have like Sagittarius, Capricorn, Cancer, Aquarius, all of those. So their signs affect their like affinities. So there's earth, water, fire, air, and a lot of these beings have either one, two, or more. Usually you have one or two. And there's these four heirs, these boys who are god awful, and I want to strangle them, who their parents have been ruling the land for the last 20 years since these twins, who are also heirs now, since they're rightfully king and queen parents who ruled the place, were murdered 20 years ago. They were sent to the mortal world as changelings to be saved. But we don't really know what happened there. We don't know the full story. So these four boy heirs do not like the twins, and they are messing with them constantly. And here's the thing. Everyone is messing with these girls. Like, they have a few friends, a small group of people that consider them the true heirs. But, like, everyone else are total jerks. And I'm not talking just the students. The faculty are also jerks. Basically, all of the beings, you have to get your power from somewhere. You have to like restore your power, rejuvenate your power, and you just take what you want. So there are some vampire fae that when they want to restore their power, guess what they have to do? They have to suck the blood from someone. And guess what? They just take what they want. They don't ask. They just overpower the person they want to take their power from, and they just suck their blood. This person doesn't die or change or anything, but that is so like, what? That's like assault. It is assault. And then there's like these other creatures that, what were they? The sirens. that like have scales and stuff when they like kind of change, and they like absorb your emotions. So like it was just like, what? And they take what they want. They're so rude and just like no boundaries. And yeah, so these girls are having a really hard time. And there's a lot of things that happen that like literally jaw drops. And I'm just like, this is terrible. Like these people are terrible. Like this is awful. And it's like you just want to read more to be like, when are they gonna smash these people's faces? When are they gonna do it? And we don't know what the girls are yet, so we don't know what order they fall into. We know what their affinity or infinities are, but I don't want to give too much away there. But we don't know like if they're a vampire, if they're a werewolf, if they're a hydra, if they're a, we don't know. And there's like a lot of options, but we don't know. And I'm having a feeling that at the end of this book we're gonna know. And I'm really hoping it's something amazing. I'm really liking this book. I think because there's just so much going on, and it's the first book. You know, you always get excited about the first book because it's something new. You're learning something new. You're learning a new world. You're getting to know new characters. And I'm like really interested. Like my big thing is I'm just waiting for these girls to like get up to fighting strength and just like knock some teeth out. Like that's really what I want to happen. Like, oh, I'm so annoyed by everybody that I'm just waiting for them to like come into their power and just like knock some heads together. So girl power. But anyways, it's going really well. I anticipate that I'll be able to finish that this evening. I do also really need to finish Warbreaker, and I have a lot of cleaning to do tonight once the kids go to bed, so I will probably get a good chunk of it done. I do have to go back a few chapters because I fell asleep the last time I was listening to it, so I do have to go back a few chapters, but I do plan on trying to get back to that tonight. So I'm going to eat my lunch, run to my stores that I have to go to, and then I will head back home. So I hope that explanation of Zodiac Academy wasn't too vague and whatever, but it's going really well. Good morning. It is 9:30 on Monday morning. I meant to get back to you yesterday after shopping. I was going to show you what I got at the dollar store, but my phone like was at 10%. So I must have just used it too much earlier in the day. I don't know how that happened, but regardless, I was not able to film because I wanted to keep a charge so that I had a phone on my way home. And then the rest of the night just got away from me. So I did finish Zodiac Academy. I was up until midnight reading because I wanted to finish it. Because it was yeah. But before we talk about that, I'll show you what I got at the Dollar Tree. So I said that I was looking for some spa stuff, and like what I mean by I just wanted something to like feel like I was having a spa moment. And I didn't find everything I was looking for, but I did find one thing, and I'll show you that once I get to it in the bag. But let me show you everything. So my daughter really likes window clings. She likes to put them up, and my son likes to pull them down. So it's fun for everyone. But I got her some of the St. Patrick's Day ones, so we'll probably do that sometime today. I know St. Patrick's isn't for another month yet, but Valentine's Day is just right around the corner, so I'd have to take those down right away anyways, but these at least can stay up for a while. Then I also got her some learning books. So these are like activity books. So this one's numbers, and then it's all like different activities she can do. She's really starting to get into stuff like this. So I want to help encourage that so that she continues to learn and is able to do the things she likes to do. So there were 4 different options. She really likes Sesame Street, so it worked out great. And for $1.25, it's a no-brainer to get these things for her to work on. I found some Valentine's Day Pooh socks for myself. I really like Winnie the Pooh, if you haven't figured that out already. And I also found some St. Patrick's Day ones. I thought these were super cute. So I got those for myself. My daughter is also potty training, and we have this chart in the bathroom where she puts little stars. And there's like 5 different categories, like asking to go potty, sat on the potty, went potty, washed hands, helped wipe and flush. And then at the end, obviously, you fulfill the stars. And so I picked up a couple things to put in like a prize box so that it's like encouraging her to do that. So I got a few things. I got this little Etch-a-Sketch because she loves Etch-a-Sketch. She loves Gabby's dollhouse. So I got her this little activity thing. I got her little pandy paws. And then I got her some Play-Doh because she really likes Play-Doh. So I just put all that, we'll put all that in like a little box, and then when she makes it to the end of a row, then she'll get the prize. I picked up, I have a baby shower that's coming up, so I picked up a card for that. Best place, I mean 50 cents for a card, you can't beat that. So we have that. I picked up some crayons for the activity books, some toothbrushes for kids. Again, I mean, I don't know where you get your stuff, but the Dollar Tree definitely has a ton of stuff that you would not be... Like, for instance, in that toothbrush section, they have kids' dental floss picks, which when I went to the regular store, it took me forever to find them, and they were like $4. And here, it's $1.25 for, I think they were like 50 in there. That's a good deal. So anyways, the reason why I went in there was for this. So I found two different kinds, or two different, like, it's the same kind, but just two different combos. So this is a 2-step scrub and mask. So this is a cucumber exfoliating scrub and then a pink grapefruit clay mask. And then the other one is a green tea facial cleanser. And then step 2 is an activated charcoal face mask. So I thought that would be fun to try sometime. They didn't have the eye patches, which I swear I've seen those there before. So I'll just try again. However, if you're looking for face mask stuff, they had an entire section. So it was hard for me to just leave with those two because I was like, I don't even know which ones to pick. So I'm like, I'm just going to start here. I know that they're here now, so I'll just come back and get the others when I feel like it. So that was my Dollar Tree haul. All of that for $21.63. So I'm super pleased with that. On to Zodiac Academy. So let me tell you, I am going to rate it 3 stars. The reason for that, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I am invested in this story. I will be continuing on and probably read all 12 books. But here's the problem. I don't feel like the writing is where it should be. I feel like it's a little subpar. And though this is a YA story, it really feels like YA writing, which is not good in this case. But I feel like the story is there, the plot is there, there's high stakes. There is a little ingenuity with it. However, I feel like there's a lot of ideas plucked from other stories, like really finite details that I'm like, that's from Harry Potter. That's from Carrie. Like it's very, I don't know. There's a lot of times where I kind of rolled my eyes because the writing was weird. And like I said, the story's there for me. I'm very invested in finding out what happens. So you caught me there, but there's just too many things that I noticed within the book that I just in good conscience can't say, oh yeah, this is a 4-star, 5-star read, because writing style and writing and grammar and all those things are an important part of it. So yeah. So without too many spoilers, like I had mentioned previously, these twins who have come to this academy are not well liked because they've basically come and made it harder for these celestial heirs, these 4 guys, to take over the throne once they have come of age and passed their Zodiac Academy requirements, whatever. But the extent of bullying, assault, I mean, it's assault. It's not just like being pushed around or this, that, or the other thing. It's assault. So if you are triggered by like intense bullying and in like I was concerned for these girls like throughout the entire novel. And that's not just from students, from faculty as well. So it's very like high adrenaline as far as whether or not they're gonna get out of this alive. I really feel like you don't know how far the authors are going to take it, because you're just consistently surprised by like, whoa, that went way farther than I thought it was going to go. So there's that. So I would be cautious if you are sensitive to extreme bullying, because it's definitely like a huge factor in this book, and I don't think it's going to get any better until these twins find their calling and find their powers. It's going to be difficult. So I'm hoping that happens soon. That's kind of a little bit of a spoiler there, because I feel like I was disappointed that by the end of the book there wasn't more triumph for them. I feel like they really just get beaten down in this book. And now again, there's 12 books, so this is just a wind up for the next one. And yeah, but I really liked it. I really like I said, am invested in finding out more. I just can't in good conscience give it more than 3 stars based on the writing. So that's all I have to say about that. As far as continued reading, I am not going to start the second one yet. I am waiting on a friend to find out if they would like to read with me. And we'll kind of go from there. But I do have several other books I'm supposed to be reading in February that are quite large. So I should probably start on some of those. And yeah, so we have a couple of appointments today, so you might not see me until later this afternoon. But I am hoping that I can get some reading done later on. I have DoubleBookedCo's reading sprints tomorrow night. So I will be starting that book club book read, which is The Beginning of Spring by Penelope Fitzgerald. So if you're interested, I'm sure even by the time this vlog comes out, you'll still have time to read with us, as we don't do the live discussion until the last Tuesday of the month. So if you're interested in that, please feel free. I'm reading it via an e-copy from Hoopla, which is through my library. So anywho, blah, blah, blah. I will talk to you again real soon. Good morning. It is 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning. And again, I did not come back to you last night to tell you about my day. It is hard for me to vlog when my whole family is home. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I did get a few things read. I'm a sucker for like Instagram reels and book recommendations from there. And I kept seeing this book called Lights Out and everyone laughing at it because the dialogue is very comical. And so I started reading it yesterday via audiobook because that seemed like the format that everyone loved it in. And not my kink. Oh my goodness. Now, I will agree that the dialogue is very funny and fun, but the spicy bits, not my thing. So I don't think I'm going to be continuing reading that. So we'll leave it where it is. But if you want to look up that book and you want to look into it, and if it's your thing, then good for you. But yeah, not for me. I did start reading The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. And it was too late in the evening for me to start that. So I only read about 10 pages. It's just the garbage truck, buddy. You're fine. So I'll have to read that when I'm a little bit more awake. I really it's a bunch of guys at a tavern and they're talking about some ancient something or other naming of things. And then a guy comes in with a big stone spider. And I'm like, whoa, this is going to be crazy. So I did pause there. I did hear back from my friend regarding the Zodiac Academy, and they are not interested in reading with me, so that's fine because now I can kind of plow through those, which I did start the second book. And it's a lot of just the same from the end of the second book, so we're just kind of reeling from what happened at the end and starting anew. So nothing crazy there. We did get a little bit of a POV from one of the boys, one of the guys from the Celestial Heirs group, and I could care less because I want them all to get their comeuppance. Anyways, so that's where we're at now. I have to do some banking today. I have to go to Costco, so you may see me at Costco. I'm not sure. We'll see how many people are there and how I feel about that. But anywho, I will let you know how the day goes. Hopefully you will see me today. If not, you'll see me again in the morning. Hello. It is about 8:30 on Tuesday night. I am supposed to be reading with DoubleBookedCo during our reading sprints, but I thought I would check in with you really quick. We are doing our reading sprints. Like I said, we do these every first Tuesday of February. And this month we are reading The Beginning of Spring by Penelope Fitzgerald. I have it on my e-reader through my library app, Hoopla. So I'll be reading that. We announced the 3 options for March, the books that we are going to be voting on. And they're all middle grade reads, and they're all middle grade classics. So we're kind of excited about that. I thought I would share those with you in case you would like to join in with us in March. And if you do want to join us, you can jump over to our community tab and vote on the book that you would most like to read. So the choices are Island of the Blue Dolphins. So there's that. Caddy Woodlawn, and The Wind in the Willows. So all 3 are pretty good picks. I'm excited to read any one of those books, so if you are interested, please feel free to go and vote and then join us. If you are wanting to join us in reading the February book, you still have plenty of time. We read it all month long, and then we do a live discussion at the end of the month. And this month, that'll be on February 25th. And we do that. It's a Tuesday evening, and we do that at 8 p.m. Central Time. So if you're interested in joining us with that live discussion, please feel free. But I'm going to jump into my book, and I will connect with you afterward. So it is about 10 after 10, and we are in our last sprint on my reading sprints. But I wanted to check in with you to just kind of tell you a little bit about this book. So this is The Beginning of Spring by Penelope Fitzgerald. It's the book that we're reading for DoubleBookedCo. If you want to join us, you still have time. Live discussion's not until the 25th. I think I said all of that already. So far, it's a very unusual read because it's very ambiguous for me. And the writing style is very fragmented, I feel. So it's hard to follow in a way, but it's also very consumable. Like, the story is very easy to get through, but I feel like it's like Laura was kind of comparing it to, like, it's like a dreamlike state. It's not very, it's more fluid, it's not very solid. So it's definitely a different style of writing. It's not bad, but I'm not necessarily saying it's good either. It's throwing me off a little bit because it's so easy to read, but at the same time, like, I feel like I'm missing something. So far, it's from a man's point of view. His wife has left him and left a letter and took his 3 children they live in Moscow, and, like, she's going back to England where she's from. But then she doesn't actually take the children. She sends them back. So that's what kind of where we are. And there's a few flashbacks of, like, him meeting her. So that's where I am right now. I'm right about to start chapter 4. So I don't really know what this is about yet. And if it's just going to be a book of understanding time and place and the mental health of this woman, maybe? I don't know. I'm intrigued, but I'm also very confused. So I'm going to get back to reading. You probably won't see me again until tomorrow. We have some appointments in the morning. And then, I don't know. We'll see where the day takes me. But until then, I will bid you adieu. Hi, friends. It is 11:15 p.m. on Thursday night. I know, the last time you saw me, it was Tuesday night. So yeah, on Tuesday morning, I woke up with the left side of my face, like, extremely, like, puffy and just, like, full, like, congested, like, fluid, and, like, just really puffy, and, like, I had a little bit of a stuffy nose. I had taken, like, a little nap before the DoubleBookedCo reading sprints, and then did the sprints, talked to you guys, went to bed, and then Wednesday morning, I just woke up with, like, a completely, like, clogged sinuses, really, like, my eyes were, like, hurting, and my ear too. So, like, just was not having a good day. I had a lot of stuff to do, didn't have a lot of time to rest, so just all over not a good day for me. I ended up going to bed right after the kids went to bed, so I was in bed by like 7:15, to try to get some rest, and then woke up again today, same thing, super congested. All the swelling went down. My eyes don't hurt anymore. Still feeling a little bit weird in my ear, but, like, not as bad as yesterday. But today was able to relax more. I was able to nap when the kids napped. So I'm feeling much better now. I have been taking, like, a suppressant, like a nasal suppressant or whatever. Like, they have daytime pills and nighttime pills. So the nighttime pill last night really helped me sleep, I think. And I'm going to take one again tonight just because I'm still a little bit, but, like, so much clearer. Like, did not have to, like, take care of my nose as much as I did yesterday. Like, yesterday, my whole, like, this whole upper part of my mouth and nose was just raw red. And today was much better. So I was able to get a lot more rest and whatnot. So
just wanted to let you know where I was and that I wasn't just like skipping out on vlogging. But I also wanted to come back and be able to finish the vlog for you. So this can be posted for tomorrow, which is Friday. As far as my reading goes, like you saw, I ended Tuesday night with starting The Beginning of Spring by Penelope Fitzgerald. I did end up finishing that book. It is a pretty quick read. Not to say that the content is easy. It is a very ambiguous and fragmented story. It really doesn't have, there's not a lot of verbiage explaining much of what the book is trying to convey. So, like I said yesterday, we start the read with a woman leaving her husband with their children, but then sending the children back. This takes place in Russia. She is going back to England, as far as we know. And the story then follows Frank, the husband, and how he's kind of working through this. Not only his wife leaving, is she coming back? Why did she leave? But also regaining his children, what he's going to do with them, as now not only did his wife leave, but like the governess or the nanny left as well, which was interesting. It's almost as if they were ashamed that the wife left. And even though the children came back, like they were like ashamed that maybe that they helped the wife leave or something. I don't know. Again, very ambiguous, but they leave as well. So he has to kind of find help because two of the children do go to school, but after school he's still at his company, and then they have a 2-year-old, so they obviously aren't in school yet. But the story is very much a commentary on the social aspects of Russia, the political, the religious, and like the daily life, the relationships between an employer and an employee. It's very interesting. It very much reminds me of Franz Kafka's The Trial, where you're reading and you're just like getting all of these like moments, but you're not really understanding exactly what's happening because it's very ambiguous in letting you kind of like, is that what just happened there? There were also a few scenes in this book where I was like, what? And I had to reread the paragraph, and it's only like a sentence or two, and I'm like, what? I don't understand what just happened. And you just move on. So yeah, and it's only, the time frame of the book is only like, I would say it's like a 2-week time period. Um, but so much happens, and so much is so unreal and unexplained. And this guy is just so, like, he's in control, like in an out of control world. He just kind of keeps moving forward, and like he has all these ideas, and he's like baffled by a lot of things, but also like trying to keep his calm and collect. It's so unusual. Like, I don't know that I can recommend this book to a lot of people because it's definitely not a book that is like, oh yeah, I'm just going to pick this up and read it. I mean, it's really something that is a book you want to think about, that you want to explore those things that I mentioned, the social, religious, political aspects of Russia during the early 1900s. So, if you're into that kind of thing, go for it. If you're not, don't read this book. So if you're more interested and you don't mind spoilers, DoubleBookedCo will be discussing this book at the end of February. So February 25th at 8 p.m. Central Time, we have our live discussion where we'll discuss the book. So if you want to read it and discuss it with us, or if you just want to know what it's all about and you don't mind spoilers, you can check that out as well. I don't know if I was able to mention, I did have to DNF Warbreaker. The hold came up on Libby and I wasn't able to renew it, so I have to wait, and the list is very long. So that'll come up later in the year. and you'll be with me because I do want to finish it. It was a recommendation from a very good friend, and I do want to finish it on her behalf. So I will finish that when it pops up again. I did place it on a hold. I did get a little farther into the second book in Zodiac Academy. I think it's called Ruthless Fae. And so far, I mean, it's the same as the first little bit. I didn't get too much farther, and I think I'm at the halfway point. But basically, this book, they're trying to get back at the four heirs from what they did in the first book. So they're like doing like high schooly like things to them, which I really don't feel is enough because the things that those boys did to them are like, yeah, like you would go to jail in the mortal realm. So, yeah, like I said before, the writing's terrible. But for me, it's like guilty pleasure. Like, I'm really liking the story. What I will say is if you like Greek mythology, you are going to hate what they're doing to some of these characters. I have a little bit of hate about it. And what I mean is, so as I mentioned before, these fae beings all have an order that they fall under. So it could be a vampire, a werewolf, a Medusa, a Hydra, a Cerberus, a siren, a sphinx. It's all these different like mythical creatures. However, so far, like none of them have fallen under what is their typical like characteristics. What I mean by that is a vampire. Known to most of us, can't go outside in dark. They feed off of blood. They have different things that they may be afraid of. Caveat to that is in most stories, then the author will explain this is my kind of vampire. So they can go out during the day, or they don't care about garlic and crosses and all that kind of stuff. But in this story, none of it matters. The only fact is that the vampires feed off of another being. That's it. They don't use it as sustenance. They can still eat other things. So it's just the fact that they suck your blood. That's the only characteristic that applies to them. With the werewolves, no talk of how the moon or moon cycles affect them. The Medusa. Last time I checked, if you look at a Medusa, you turn to stone. Not in this case. None of that applies. In fact, the whole classroom looked at her. They took pictures. Why is this not? I don't understand why. So that is really irksome to me because you can't just have all these mythical characters and then not follow any of the characteristics that have been like centuries old characteristics unless you define them in your book. So that is extremely problematic for me. Again, I will probably read all 12 of these books because it's like a guilty pleasure. Like, I want to know where it goes. I want to know what happens. I want to know what these twins' order is. And I don't think I'm going to find out for a couple more books. So it's my guilty pleasure. I'm going to read it. I don't recommend these books if you think that poor writing is a thing you don't want to deal with, or the fact that they're not following any kind of actual proper characteristics for mythical beings. Then don't read these books. If you want something fun and you don't mind intense bullying and assault, then there you go. But yeah, I just showered to finally like get the sick off for the end of the night. And I'm going to take one of my nasal nighttime things so that I can maybe sleep well. Hopefully tomorrow I will wake up and feel rejuvenated and it will be a good and happy weekend. Because yeah, I like very rarely ever get sick. And I've been sick twice in 2025 and it's February 6th. So like now I'm done. I'm done for the year, right? I'm done for the year. So that said, I hope you are reading something fantastic. taking care, staying safe, and as always, you know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye.